Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to Clean Sweep. I'm Gene Kissinger, an old custodian who's learned a thing or two about a thing or two, and we're going to learn some super cool tricks to make our days better. First, let me tell you a story. It's a story about a bag of cookies. A lady was making a trip and she was at the airport sitting at the gate waiting for her flight to take off. And while she was waiting, she was reaching down and eating out of a bag of cookies that was beside her. And to her horror, the man next to her reached his hand in her bag of cookies and began to eat the cookies. And she kind of gave him the stink eye, as you would in that situation. Every time that she would get a cookie out, he would get a cookie out and eat a cookie. And she kept looking at him, hoping to, without having to say anything, to stop him from eating her cookies. Finally, to end it all, he reached in, took the last cookie, snapped it in half, gave her half, and he ate his half. And she was so mad. She snatched up the cookie bag, crumpled it up, threw it away, got her carry-on bag, stormed onto the plane, sat down at her seat, put her carry-on bag under the seat, and when it tipped over, out rolled her bag of cookies. So she needed to reframe the situation. It wasn't that he was eating her cookies, she was eating his cookies. She needed to see them differently. Sometimes we think we understand a situation, but we don't understand everything about the situation, which brings me to this concept of reframing. You know how sometimes things feel totally unfair, like when you study super hard for a test, still don't get the grade you wanted, or when your best friend sits with somebody else at lunch. Those moments can feel pretty rough. But what if I told you there's a special superpower that can help? It's called reframing, and it's like having magic glasses to let you see things differently. Let's think about this from the terms of a video game. You know how in Minecraft you can change your view from first person to third person? Reframing is kind of like that, but for real life you can look at the same situation from different angles. So let's try something fun together. Imagine that you lost your phone at school. Your first thought might be, this is the worst thing ever. I'm going to miss all my messages. I'm going to lose all my progress in the games. And look, I totally get it. That feels awful, but let's put on our magic reframing glasses. Maybe this is a chance for you to show how responsible you are by handling the situation calmly. Or maybe you'll get an upgrade to that new phone that you've been wanting, or even better, maybe it's an opportunity to have an amazing face-to-face conversation with your friends at lunch instead of everybody just sitting there staring at their phones. The awesome thing about reframing is that it's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about being a detective and finding different ways to look at things. That rainy day that canceled your soccer game, maybe it's perfect for building a blanket fort and reading your favorite book. That group project where you got paired with somebody that you don't know, it could be your chance to make a brand new friend. So here's a cool challenge. Next time something feels unfair or disappointing, stop and ask yourself, what's another way that I could look at this? What good things might happen because of this? Remember, it's totally okay to feel upset at first. Everybody does. Reframing is just about giving yourself the power to choose how you want to think about what happens. I just want to remind you that sometimes the best view is just a head tilt away. So try this next time something bad happens. Pause and ask yourself, what else could this mean? What might this teach me? Or how might this benefit me in the long run? Remember, reframing isn't about denying your initial feelings. They're valid. It's about giving yourself the power to choose how you interpret your experience. So that's it for Clean Sweep for today. I'm Gene Kissinger, reminding you that sometimes the best view comes from a different angle. See you next time.